My name is Lieutenant William Clark, one of the leaders of this expedition.
And I'm Captain Meriwether Lewis, the other leader. We're in charge of the group you see here, called the Corps of Discovery. The Corps was formed by President Jefferson to explore the land from the Mississippi River to the shores of the Pacific Ocean.
Excuse me? I think you've been out here in the wilderness too long. Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, and now he's the president. These peace and friendship medallions were given to us by President Jefferson himself. We hope to trade them with Indians in the mountains, but without our journals, we can't take another step.
Sure, you can find a route through the Rockies for us. And since you're willing to stick your necks out, take this medallion to trade with any Indians you meet. Those journals contain all our notes about the untamed lands west of St. Louis. The observations in those journals are invaluable because folks back east don't know much about the West yet.
He went west through the mountains. The journals he snatched also contain advice from local Indians on how to cross these mountains. Without them, we're between the Rockies and a hard place.
We can't risk the Corps without those journals to guide us. Except for our guide and translator, Sacagawea, none of us have ever crossed such a great and dangerous mountain range. No, you should keep it. If I can't give the medallion to the local Indians, you might as well try. No, you...
That's a fine medallion, but I don't wear jewelry. Try trading it instead.
Good luck. Don't get eaten by bears.
All right, there's a pass through the mountains. Shall we pass on through? Uh-oh, that ram is in no mood to let us horn in on his territory. What we need is some local advice. That Indian looks like he wants to trade, so let's tell him what we need. I guess that Shoshone doesn't have what we wanted to trade for, but maybe he has other things in his teepee. Let's keep at it. That Indian looks like he wants to trade, so let's... Way to wheel and deal. Maybe we can use our new item, or trade it back. I guess that Shoshone... Way to wheel and deal. Maybe... We found part of Carmen's note. She won't pull the wool over our eyes. Great idea. Just be sure you aim that tomahawk at the tree and not at your old friend Rock. Oh yeah. Timber! Good work, Inspector. And thanks to that Shoshone for showing us the way. Ooh, no thanks. I think my head has a close enough shave already. All right, Inspector. Who says clues don't grow on trees? That's part of the Carmen note. Okay, down the mountain we go. I guess that Shoshone doesn't have what we wanted to trade for. That Shoshone woman seems willing to trade. Let's tell her what we're looking for. Way to wheel and deal. Maybe we can use our new item, or trade it back. Stay on your toes, or at least stay on your feet. We don't want to fall in. Eureka! We've reached the top of the Rockies, and that path ahead leads on to the Columbia River. Great galloping grizzlies! Where'd that big bear come from? Indians used smoke signals to communicate over long distances. I wonder if he has a burning question. I see what you're getting at. Okay, watch this. Way to go. With that bear gone, we can continue west to the Columbia River. Westward ho, let's go! But first, let's head back east and round up the Corps of Discovery. We're back! We found a terrific route through the Rockies.
Was your journey difficult?
No, we just had to grin and bear it. Come on, let's load up the portable boats. It's smooth sailing from here. We've reached the Columbia River. Now Lewis and Clark can float by boat the rest of the way to the Pacific. Hey, that's the third and final piece. This letter will spell trouble for a thief, if we can figure it out. I'll fire up the time cuffs. Good thinking. That's a Nez Perce canoe, all right. But there's no thief. Let's find another Nez Perce boat. No presence of our perpetrator in this place. Say, that dugout canoe is the Nez Perce-style boat mentioned in the Carlin note. Back to Acme Jail for you, Baron, and you won't get away a second time.
You've got me grounded, but you'll never get a bead on Carmen's high-flying plan.
Congratulations once again! You rebusted the Baron, learned to speak with your hands, and led Lewis and Clark to the Columbia River. Thanks to you, the wildest part of the western U.S. is well on its way to being tamed. Great going! But there's more lawlessness in the very near future, Time Inspector. Can you move on to a new case right away? You're making a short hop forward to 1808 in Vienna, Austria. The sounds from Symphony Hall are strangely silent, and that means something's amiss. You better lend an ear to the trouble. This time, your good guide is none other than Renaissance herself, conductress of the Acme Philharmonic. Good luck, Time Inspector, and try to stay on key.
Welcome to Vienna. It's 1808, and the gentleman with the creative hair is the Maestro Ludwig van Beethoven.
Ach, misery! To have mine 5th and 6th symphony scores stolen, just as they were to debut this evening. I am doomed.
Could one of Carmen's crooks have caused this classical caper? Let's find out what happened. That statue is a total bust. Slow your tempo. We need to have a word with the maestro here before we head for the Symphony Hall. There's Bach. J.S. Bach was an important Baroque composer. His works use counterpoint, where melodies work against each other.
Herr Bach's specialties are rhythmic melodies und counterpoint. Listen.
Haydn was one of Beethoven's most important teachers. He added many new instrument combinations to the orchestra and wrote 104 symphonies during his life.
Ach, here is a bit of mine friend Haydn's masterful work. I play it for you.
That's Mozart. He wrote his first piece, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, at age 4. His beautiful melodies and perfect musical form contrast greatly with Beethoven's more dramatic style.
Listen to the sheer poetry of Mozart's lovely melodies.
That happy face is someone who really inspired Beethoven's early career, his mom. That's a kind of hearing aid called an ear trumpet. Beethoven slowly lost his hearing, yet composed some of his greatest works after he was completely deaf.
My ears hum and buzz day and night. A strange deafness is overtaking me, and the injustice of it inflames my temper. But when I compose, my music comes alive inside my mind.
Beethoven played both the harpsichord and the piano. With them, he created melodies of great stillness and beauty, with each chord sounding like a stone dropped into a quiet pool. You don't miss a beat. Finding Carmen's note can be quite an earful.
Hallo, forgive mine mournful state, but some rogue has purloined the precious scores to mine 5th and 6th symphonies. I am Ludwig von Beethoven, the best composer here in Vienna. You've no doubt heard of my wondrous symphonies. Why, a symphony is a composition played by a large collection of musicians called an orchestra. I am at work on some bold changes to traditional symphony music. I am taking the symphony far past mere entertainment music. I wanted to express human emotions and intellectual ideas. Mine 5th symphony is filled with passion, and mine 6th has the gentle touch of nature. But all is lost now that these works have been stolen. Frustration! My temper has little patience for the patrons and musicians who fail to understand mine music. Also, mine hearing is poor and getting worse. Ach, tension is necessary for creating powerful music, and creating music is mine greatest joy. It is the only time I am truly happy. A light-fingered female snatched the scores to my new 5th and 6th, and they were to premiere tonight. Without these bold new pieces, the public will think that I am slipping, and my reputation will be kaput. Perhaps I can quickly rewrite the symphonies, but only if you can rehearse the openings with the orchestra while I complete the scores. I will now recreate the 5th, my work of deepest passion. You must take the opening pages to the orchestra when I am done. Stand back. This piece sets me aflame. Zeist! How invigorating! I can't take the 5th back in such disarray. Rehearse it with the orchestra. They'll help put it in order. That opening should make the orchestra players earn their salaries. Have a fine rehearsal.
Here we are at the Symphony Hall, and the orchestra's warming up. Are you ready to try reordering Beethoven's 5th? That's a violin. Its vibrating horsehair strings produce high, melodious tones. Musicians call this a licorice stick, but its official name is a clarinet. Air blown over a wooden reed makes a smooth, melodious sound. This is the violoncello, or cello. Its long strings and large hollow body make for a rich, deep baritone voice. Here's a flute. Air blown over silver or gold makes clean, clear, whistling tones. Air blown through this trumpet makes a forceful sound, which can take on many moods. It's often used for fanfares. That French horn makes a warmer sound than a trumpet or trombone. These timpani, or kettle drums, add low, strong percussive sounds when struck. This circular tuba is called a sousaphone. It takes a player with a lot of hot air to blow this instrument's booming tones. That's that.
That was so emotional. Ludwig is a genius.
Congrats! Finally, the fifth is in harmony. Now let's see how Beethoven's doing on the sixth. Had a
Ach, returned already. I am positively gleeful to hear that the rehearsal... There you...
Ludwig's sneeze made quite a breeze. It stirred up a Carmen note.
Hello? When you ask so politely, of course. Ah, I feel so relaxed.
The sharp. The That's
Oi,
that's the the that's
my...
We're on.
So natural, like that grass in a mountain meadow.
We've dissed disharmony and straightened out the melody. The sixth is in place and Beethoven has arrived. Tonight he'll be conducting his fifth and sixth symphonies for the very first time.
I could not have finished without your help. Thank you. And now, I'm off to celebrate and consider my next symphony, the ninth.
Wait a minute. You just finished the fifth and sixth symphonies. Wouldn't your next be the seventh?
But that is so predictable. I prefer to juggle many symphonies in my mind at once. Also, math was never my best subject. One last thing. Perhaps it is mine hearing, but something in the orchestra didn't sound quite right. A theory worth investigating, perhaps? Anyway, auf Wiedersehen.
Congratulations is where we're at. We've found the Carmen Notes' final scrap. Let's check the Chronopedia for some decoding. I'll activate the time cuffs.
So that last part of the note says they'll be hiding in an instrument from a marching band that's more modern than this time period. And according to the Chronopedia, that would be this instrument in the back.
Of course. That sousaphone made for marching bands is definitely off-tone in this orchestra. The sousaphone wasn't invented until 1850, so it shouldn't be part of an 1808 orchestra. Nabbing Jacqueline Hyde, our mistress of crime, is like catching two thieves at the same time. Well, Inspector, we've made our double troublemaker face the music. Jacqueline Hyde broke out of prison once before. This time, there won't be an encore.
I must say, it's nice to see you sleuths again.
But you'll both be history once Carmen polishes off her plan.
Sharp work, Inspector. You flattened Jacqueline Hyde and helped Beethoven rescore his fifth and sixth symphonies. Thanks to you, the most sublime moments in Western music have been saved for us all to savor. All 8 escaped crooks are back in jail for good. But Carmen must have another operative on the job because there's more trouble ahead. Can you take another case? Speaking of electricity, you're headed for the age of invention. Menlo Park, New Jersey in the 1870s. There should be a buzz about the electric light bulb by now, but I hear someone's blown a fuse. Better see if you can illuminate the problem. And you better take Ivan Idea as your good guide. He's great at inventing ways to take on trouble. Good luck, Inspector. And don't forget to turn out the lights when you leave.
Whoa! Epic time traveling! We've touched down in Menlo Park, New Jersey. The year is 1879, and that invention expert by my side is none other than Thomas Alva Edison.
Hey, this is no time for chatting. I must recreate the world's first light bulb before the night is over.
Go figure. I thought Edison had a working bulb. What's holding him up? We'd better consult with Edison before we take off. Hey, you nabbed a note!
Stop. There are no tours to the rest of the lab until I've rebuilt my light bulb.
The phonograph was Edison's first claim to fame and his all-time favorite invention.
Please try out my phonograph, which records and plays back human voices. Skeptics think it's just a magic trick, but it's for real.
No point in taking a blank recording cylinder if we don't even have a phonograph. We don't need a replacement cylinder yet. The one in the phonograph is still blank.
Witness my new alkaline battery. It uses liquid chemicals that store much more electricity than an old-fashioned battery.
Edison's alkaline battery is still going strong in the 20th century. It powers flashlights, radios, even the time cuffs.
This duplex allows you to send and receive a telegram simultaneously over the same wire. I smell some profit in the air. This arc lamp has been with us since 1847, but it's too expensive for ordinary folk. I intend to make a simpler electric light bulb that everyone can afford.
Hang on! I know Edison didn't invent this telephone. That was Alexander Graham Bell.
It's true that Bell fellow invented the telephone, but I improved the design so that one need not yell to be heard. With technology becoming so advanced, I created this research lab to bring together scientists of various specialties. By working together, we can make the boldest new inventions. Here's my rogues gallery of bulbs with filaments that didn't work. I tried over 10,000 of those filaments before finding the right one.
It must be a drag to have failed 10,000 times.
I wouldn't say I've failed. I've simply found 10,000 ways that didn't work. Good day, and forgive the disarray. My light bulb project is looking dim. Thomas Edison is my name. I'm an inventor of clever new technologies. Perhaps you've heard of the electric light, the phonograph, the duplex telegraph, or the motion picture camera? I had a hand in all of these. Everything. I have over 1,000 patents, many developed here at my Menlo Park Research Lab. I'm trying to recreate the filament recently stolen from my first electric light bulb. I have a meeting with some important investors in the morning, and the bulb must be burning by then. It's slow, hard labor, full of reversals, but I don't mind. I like to say genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Well, I had just perfected my light bulb using a new carbonized cotton filament, and it worked. But a scamp, disguised as a scientist, made off with the bulb. Now I must build another bulb before dawn. I could remake the bulb easily, except I need more cotton thread for the filament. The factory across the street has thread, but they're closed at this late hour. More cotton thread would be capital, if you can get any from the closed factory. Someone really needs to invent a more convenient store, open 24 hours a day.
Wow! Edison really does think ahead of his time. Mr. Edison, how about recording a few pithy statements for posterity?
I'd love to. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
Now that we've